Okay, I want to welcome everybody to Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We've got a kind of an impromptu press conference here with the Rahal Ducati Moto team. As you can see, we've got all three riders and team principal Ben Spies and team owner Graham Rahal. And I'm gonna pass it off to Graham real quick, and he can kind of tell us what's going on here this morning.
Well, yeah, first off, it's great to be here at Mid-Ohio, my home track. Just down the road here, so it's great to be here. Got over here late last night. Excited to watch these three do their thing today. But yeah, we want to take the opportunity since we were here, kind of a home race for us to just announce that all three of our riders are re-signed and will be back as a complete team for next year. We feel that these three have done just a phenomenal job for us, and we're extremely proud to be associated with them. Proud of the way they've worn our colors and the things that they've done. And I thought yesterday was a perfect example of that with what happened with PJ, to see even Corey jump in there and help with to make sure the number, that PJ's bike got back on track and was able to go and win. I thought that was tremendous teamwork. And so we just want to make sure everybody knew that we're stable, we're locked in, we're loaded for next year. And we couldn't be more proud of that and more excited for what's to come. It's been way beyond what we could have imagined in year one, on the success side of things. And the way this team has worked together and bonded together has been tremendous. And so we're very, very excited for what's to come.
Well, you basically stole my thunder with all that, but you have seen a lot of success this year, and especially since it is your very first year, not just in this series, but in motorcycle racing overall. Why was it important to you to keep the consistency of having the same three riders?
Well, Ben and I have been talking about it for quite a long time, and these three have just done an exceptional job for us. And you got to remember, it's not just on track. Obviously, we're here to win. But the way they carry themselves, the way they represent the team, represent our sponsors off the track is extremely important. And, we couldn't be more proud of the way that it's all come together. Expel, Roll or Die, everybody is extremely, extremely pumped up. It's been great to see the ELF brand back in the sport and see their involvement. And also just, with the group that we have, introducing new partners like WeatherTech this week and their partnership with Kayla. I think, things like that are huge in the way that we can help grow the fan base, grow the sponsors in the sport. And these three have been great assets for us. Ultimately, it comes down to the teamwork, right? I mean, that's the most important thing. And just the way that we all, even in our sport, right, in IndyCar racing, the teams that have the most success, I think they get the most out of each other on track and push each other always to be at their best, and these three have done that this year.
Okay, awesome. If you can pass that down to Ben, please. Ben doesn't need much of an introduction, as obviously he's an AMA Superbike champion, World Superbike champion, MotoGP race winner. You guys have won 6 races, 6 podiums. Each rider's been on the podium at least twice. Is this what you expected? I mean, how surprised are you by the good result, the excellent results you've had in just your first year?
I wouldn't say, surprised, but, just really happy because it's tough, first year with the team, but with the riders that we have, it's not to just be expected, but that's what we and they want to show up to do. And when you're racers, like I always said, from showing up to Daytona is you're showing up to win the races. And it doesn't always happen like that. You're not going to win all the races, but if you're a real racer, that's the end goal, and that's what they're trying to do. And they've had, all three of them have had, great rides this year. PJ's in it, to battle for the championship. And, like I said, I knew that we could, get a race win or two and kind of be up in there. But it's been, for a first year with all the stuff that goes along with a new team, it's been pretty unreal, how it's all come together. And the team atmosphere, I've been in a lot of teams, and that's the success ratio is getting along too. And the team, just from the riders and us working together and the trust that I think everybody has together, it's been really fun to be a part of.
All right, very nice. Can we get the microphone down to PJ, please? PJ Jacobsen, he has 6 wins on the season. He's currently second in the championship in the Supersport class, 13 points behind We saw yesterday a little bit how the entire organization works together, during the red flag stoppage and everybody helping, get the bike back together so you could go out there and get another victory. How does that atmosphere environment of the team play in the overall comfort for you and the drive you have as a championship contender?
It's huge. It's absolutely huge. I don't think I've felt the most family oriented being with this team. It's been great. I'm really honored to be on this whole Rahal Ducati Moto team. Graham has done a great job, and to be able to ride for him is awesome. And Ben being a part of the whole program, just everyone that's part of the whole program has been great. So I'm really privileged and just honored to be on this team. But I don't really think that I would have made it to that race if the whole team wasn't together yesterday, on my bike. Even Corey was on my bike. It was just crazy, and I'm just super happy that I'm on a team like this, because I don't think that there's many teams in the paddock that have come together this much. I think as this team, and we're always going over stuff and trying to figure out ways to go faster and to motivate all of us. Kayla's done a great job so far this year. Corey's doing a great job as well. It's great, to have two great teammates on the team as well. So yeah, again, I'm really happy to be a part of this whole team, and I feel like it's a very good family team, and I think that it's just great.
All right, well, thank you. Pass it to Kayla, please. Kayla has 2 podiums thus far in Supersport this year, which is awesome. I think you've shown everybody that you belong in not only the class, but at the top of the field. You've continued to prove your talent and determination, and each weekend you seem to progress and learn more. What's it been like to been a part of a team in your first full season in Supersport, and what are you looking forward to with a second year?
Yeah, I mean, just at the end of last year, we had a lot of questions of what we were going to do. And, every time we feel like we kind of get to the end of a road or we're struggling a lot, there's always something that comes up and changes your mindset. And, with talking with Ben a lot over the last few years, and then him finally saying, well, there's this new team that's going to be coming up and it's probably going to be pretty good, and you could be a part of it. And, having that call, it immediately just, gave me the assurance that I could go out and, I knew I was going to be, I didn't know Corey was going to be a part of it, but I knew I was going to have at least a teammate that was fast and I had someone to go off of. And obviously with Graham coming in, I knew the name. I knew what he was going to bring to this, and I knew if he had his name on it, he wanted it to be up there. So, being a part of this team, like PJ said, I've never been a part of a team that's as much of a collective group and a family as this team. And it's been absolutely amazing, from the hard weekends to the good. It's just everyone's so good together. And, obviously Ben in my corner has been amazing, and just that advice has gone so far. Graham, obviously always having our backs and trying to get us the best things possible. Richie Alexander putting everything together and making this thing what it is now after, struggling a lot early on. And obviously 2 amazing teammates. I wouldn't choose anyone else to have as my teammates. And it's been such an honor to ride for these guys. But yeah, for next year, I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm super excited. Obviously, having a second shot at it and to continue to improve is something that I'm really excited about. I think what we can expect is hopefully, fighting more often for that podium, fighting for those top 5s almost every weekend. That would be something that I could say is really realistic. And I'm really excited. I think these guys have a great bike, a great outlook on the future, and I'm excited to grow with them.
All right, thank you. Corey Alexander has 2 podiums. He's 7th in the championship, despite missing the race yesterday. You're one of those that there's always racers, throughout history, that they're waiting till the end. They don't know what they're doing the next year, right? And you're a typical case of that last year, where you didn't think, I don't think you found out about this until December. Here it is in August, and you've got something scheduled for next year. Is that a good feeling for you to have that set?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think this is the first time in my whole career actually going into the off season this early, especially knowing that I've got something to look forward to next year and motivating to work towards. I think it's difficult when you're stressing all winter long whether or not you're going to show up to the track and have something to ride. In years past, it's just been Uncle Richie and I running our own deal, and that's even more stressful. Literally, like I was talking with my mechanic DJ about it yesterday, and just how going into the next year. Usually we're having that phone call in March. Are we going to make it this year? Are we actually going to be able to get out there and stacking pennies and trying to make it happen? So super fortunate to have the opportunity from Graham again to get that letter in the mail. I was hopeful that we'd done enough this year to be able to have that opportunity, but obviously it hasn't been exactly what I hoped for with just being injured and some growing pains with the bike with my size and whatnot, which we expected that. But after we showed up and did really well at Atlanta, kind of set the expectation that we wanted to be up there on the podium. So excited to have another shot at it next year, and hopeful for things to come, and want PJ to get this championship locked up and just really cement what everyone on the team's worked so hard for. That's for me, obviously being 7th in points. My goal is to do whatever I can to help him win. So. Obviously, Kayla, too, I want to see her up there. So, yeah, that plays into the whole family thing as well.
All right, we can open it to questions. Anybody?
Thanks, everybody, and congrats on the success so far this season. Graham, you're staying in Supersport for the next season. Had you looked at the possibility of moving up to Superbike? And if you did, would you come to a conclusion about?
Yeah, I think, that was part of the announcement. We probably didn't exactly make specific, but we will be in Supersport. We're still looking at the possibilities. I mean, I'm not going to close that door yet. Ben and I been in constant, communication and contact. As these three said, Richie has done an amazing job for us in assembling a great team. I think that's the most important thing, is to not take a step sideways or backwards. We really want to make sure that whatever we do, we can do it at a very high level, stay competitive, stay winning. Keeping these three together as we've done now is critical to the success going forward. And also, I think as Corey said, giving them the peace of mind that they're solidified for next year. So in the off season, we as a team can really focus on improving. I think the biggest thing is, what is 2026? That's the conversation. With the superbike rules and how's it going to look internationally is really important. And so we haven't made any firm decisions there, whether we'll enter a bike or not. But for us right now, we're very confident that we can continue to put a good product in Supersport together. The Ducati, the Panigale V2 has been tremendous for us as we've gone through the year, and we feel like there's still areas of improvement for us. So that's the things to focus on. But as I said, I'm not closing that chapter yet. We'll have a decision here really quick, though. I think it's not something that we're gonna take our time on. We need to make a decision and move forward one way or another.
Anybody else?
So Graham, invitation is the sincerest form of flattery, as you know, and you're in the IndyCar paddock. Do you have any conversations with the other teams at all? I mean, I know at one time the Andretti's had some interest in a motorcycle road racing team. Have you talked to any of the teams? Have you seen any interest?
I haven't talked to many of them, frankly. I just kind of focus on my thing. When I'm at the IndyCar races, I just focus on what I need to do. But I can assure you that a lot of people are asking questions. A lot of guys, a lot of the mechanics, a lot of the team managers, that just people are very intrigued. And in general, people are paying more attention to the sport of MotoAmerica, which I think is a great thing. And so, it's cool to see. I think a lot of people rally around us, though, as a team as well. Like, they like to see that we've been able to come over here and have some success and give them a dog in the fight, so to speak. And so I think that's been it's been awesome. So and I'll say too that a lot of the guys in IndyCar, we see a lot of the mechanics, a lot of people ride Ducatis. So for all of them, there's a sense of pride and and seeing what we've been able to do with the manufacturer and go out and have that success as well. But look, I mean, I said it from the start when when we announced this at the Peterson last year. We're in this to try to help grow the sport. It's that simple. To be back here in Mid-Ohio is huge. I remember about 4 years ago, when Wayne and I were first discussing the potential of having a MotoAmerica team, one of the first things he asked me is, can you try to help us somehow get back to Mid-Ohio? And while I had no effect on it, it was great to just see it finally come back together and to see him, come back race here at my home track. Great crowd. That's what we like to see. Those things help move the sport forward. Obviously with Expel, Mike and everybody at Expel has been blown away this year. Obviously we want to see more paint protection products go on motorcycles, ceramic, fusion, everything else. That's really important. That's what we're here to do, is to raise awareness to the products that can be utilized. But if all of those things happen, then it will attract more teams. If there's, if you look at it and there's a financial reason and a benefit and, an eagerness to be involved in the sport, then it will grow. I mean, if you look at a lot of our sponsors, a lot have integration. They're involved in the IndyCar program. They're over here. And to be able to cover all of those bases and hit a different demographic in the different series is a great thing. So everybody's looking for that. And I think MotoAmerica is a great place to come and participate.
Great, thanks.